Hi guys, it's Natalie again, and today I'm going to be coloring this picture of a cupcake. I thought this would be a lot of fun to do. It's something sweet and different. So I already drew this ahead of time right before this video started. So I'm going to begin by coloring the frosting. The frosting of this cupcake will be a light pink color, almost like a strawberry frosting, which is fitting with the strawberry on top because it's a strawberry cupcake. So right now I'm going to clean up some of the pencil sketches just so whenever I apply the white color first, it won't pick up some of the graphite and create this grayish color. Alright, and I'll come in with the white right here. And for all of you in the comments, if you have a question that you want to ask me, feel free to ask it and I will try to answer. Oh, is it sideways? Let me see if I could try to fix that. Okay. I don't know if that did anything because I don't know if the orientation of the video is set once I press play, but hopefully it's still enjoyable. I'm using Prismacolor color pencils, by the way. You can buy a set of these at craft stores such as Michael's and Hobby Lobby or Amazon. They look like this. They're great color pencils. I highly recommend them. To Kimberly, how am I not holding my phone? I'm using something called a shot box, which is used for photography. You can plant the phone on top of the box and there's a hole in the top that records whatever's below it. It's super helpful for making videos like these. Someone's asking for recommendations on places to get tutorials from. Unfortunately, I don't have any channels or videos off the top of my head because whenever I first learned how to color and draw, this was quite some time ago. And besides, I'm pretty sure that there's tons of new material out there on the internet. But depending on what you want to draw, just start putting in some keywords for that. For example, if you want to start drawing faces, just start with the basics like how to draw facial proportions or things like that, and then if you want to finally tune your skills on specific features of the face, then search things like drawing eyes and watch several different kinds of videos. One thing that's pretty cool now on YouTube is the option to adjust the speed of the video, so you can actually watch the videos and double the speed if you want to skip through some parts that you may think are not so helpful, or you're just previewing a video to see if it's any use for you. To Dusty, yes, I drew the cupcake myself. I drew it right before this video. No. Hello, Justice. To Andrea, I'm using Prismacolor colored pencils. For Rachel, hi Brayden. Hello Kaden and Jackson. Oh, hello Toby. To all the children watching this as well, I would suggest that you guys should go pick up some colored pencils or pencils, crayons, whatever you want to use, and try to draw something. It's a lot of fun. I know that you guys are watching because I see your parents asking me to say hi to you, and I also want to tell you that since you're so young and full of possibilities on what you can do in the future, look into drawing and art. It can be a lot of fun. Okay, now I'm going to add a little bit of color to the frosting, and I used the white to help make it a light pink because I wanted the frosting to be a light strawberry pink. So I added the white to help make it lighter because the pink colored pencil on its own would not be as bright as I would want it to be. To Jennifer, the kind of paper that I'm using, I'm currently using toned gray paper. This is really nice paper, and if you haven't tried it and you're an artist, I would strongly recommend trying it because whenever you use colored pencils, the colors work so much differently on the paper and it really makes it pop. To Lacey, does this help with any anxiety or frustrations you may have during the day? I would say definitely. It definitely does. Whenever I'm stressed or frustrated about anything, drawing and just making art, it's definitely helped. Especially coloring. I find coloring a lot more relaxing than drawing. I think because drawing is the initial part and sometimes can be frustrating. But one thing that's really cool are those adult coloring books that you can find at Barnes & Noble's, Amazon, everywhere. They're just coloring books with tons of fun shapes and things. And you can use any material you want to color on them. It can be really relaxing. For Jessica, hi Amelia. Okay, someone asks, how long have you been coloring? I've been coloring since middle school. To Andrea, this is Toned Gray Paper by Strathmore. To Janessa, I buy this paper at Hobby Lobby, but you can find it at other craft stores and probably on Amazon as well. To someone that missed it, this is Strathmore Toned Gray Paper. To SH, yes, I draw people. That's my favorite thing to draw. If you want to see some examples of my work with people, you can check out my Instagram. The link to that is in the description of the video. For Kelly, hi Miranda. I'm glad that you're watching this. Hi Aurora. I'm trying to scroll through all the comments right now, so if I didn't get to your comment, you can try asking again. There's a lot of them, and it's difficult to see them all. Hello JLo. Prismacolor pencils, you can get them at craft stores and websites like Amazon. In fact, you do see them on Amazon a lot, and I think that there might be a comment on the video with a link to purchase them if you're interested. To Jessica, do I do drawings of people or for people? Yes, I do. I do commissions, and if you're interested in that, please contact me on Instagram through direct message and we can work out a deal. To Ingrid, what do I prefer to draw? I prefer to draw people. People, they're my absolute favorite thing to draw. Hello Jackson and Tylee. Hello Michaela. I'm trying to say hi to all you guys watching this because I really appreciate it. To Rebecca, do I take art classes or are you self-taught? I am self-taught. I do take art classes at my school though, but they're not necessarily instruction based. They're more based on like, here's a block for you to color, draw, make art, and you can use any of the resources in the room and get feedback if you'd like. However, it's not one of those professional drawing classes where they teach you how to draw. Hi Zara and Coraline. Okay, right now I'm going to color in the strawberry because I'm actually very excited to do so. I'm going to start by drawing the little seeds with a yellow pencil, and I'll color around the seeds in red. Okay, and now for the red. Draw an outline right here, one right there. I'm going to go ahead and color in the reflections of the strawberry right now before I start with the red, so I know where to not color. Okay, and now for the red, I'm going to come in with that. Let me see if I have some different reds. I don't know if it's this red that I want. Okay, I have a different red. Well, I'll be using both reds. Okay, now this is a tight spot because I have to color around the seeds. I want to make sure that I don't color over them. I mean, worst case scenario, I could come in with some yellow acrylic paint, but I'll try my best. Hilda, yes, I'm using Prismacolor colored pencils. Now, again, for any of you that missed it earlier, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Okay, what type of paper do you prefer to use for this drawing, or this type of drawing? I prefer to use this paper, which is tone gray paper. This paper, when using Prismacolor color pencils, the pencil really pops with the color, and especially the white. The white is a huge part of that. It just helps make the image look so much more real, in my opinion. I highly recommend this paper to everyone. Now I want to make these strawberry seeds a little smaller. To Cecilia, how long have you been drawing? I've been drawing since middle school. To Louise, I'm using an iPhone 6 to stream this, and I'm using Facebook directly from my phone. Destiny, I am 16 years old. Melody, I typically keep the background gray for these types of drawings because it takes up a lot of pencil and time to create backgrounds, and short little videos like these, I like to keep it simple. And besides, I feel like sometimes if you add a background to something like this, it can get too busy and your eyes will kind of go all over the place, whereas I would much rather have you focus on the strawberry, not the strawberry, the cupcake. It's a strawberry cupcake, but not just a strawberry. If you guys want to see more of my work, please check out my Instagram. The link is in the description of the video. You can see some of the drawings from previous live streams, which you can watch right here on Quirky Mama. I thought that the cupcake would be something fun and different, something really sweet to draw. My question to you guys is, what's your favorite thing to bake? Like, do you like making cookies, cakes, or anything in particular? Pastries? No, Cecilia, I love drawing faces. I consider myself fairly skilled doing so. If you want to see some examples of my work, please check out my Instagram. Okay, now to the top part of the strawberry. Let's see. Someone asks, do you just color with pencils or do you paint too? I also paint. I really like painting. It's something that I've been doing for less time, but it's my favorite thing to do. Instead of coloring, I like to paint. You can see some of my work with painting on my Instagram. The link to that is in the description of the video. Veronica, I'm currently using poppy red, crimson red for the strawberry, olive green, and spring green. Nicole, the brand that I'm using is Prismacolor. Okay, now I'm going to color in the cake part of the cupcake. I'm going to find some browns to do so. So here I have light umber, burnt orchard, can't pronounce anything. Let's see, how about dark umber? So after a base coat, I'm going to draw in some shading. Oop, that color's doing much. There we go. Melissa, have you had art lessons or self-taught? What I can do is all self-taught. I have taken art classes in middle school, and I'm currently in high school taking art classes, but they aren't necessarily instruction-based. To Danielle, is it a good idea to do a base color first? I would say yes, especially whenever you're working with things that are lighter in color, such as this light pink frosting that I did. I used a base coat of white, and it helped lighten up the color. And what I'm doing right now, I put down a base coat of a lighter brown, and I'm going back over with a darker brown. This is something that I typically do most of the time, so I would recommend yes to that. To Alina, do I typically change colors or vary pressure to shade? I do a mixture of both. Sometimes I want to change the color because it's something that's entirely darker, like for example these two colors. This is much lighter than this, and to get the full shades that I want I need to use this, but I do both because in between that I vary the pressure. Okay, now I'm going to draw the wrapper of this cupcake. I'm going to start with some white for the parts that fold outwards and they're the lightest in color. I'll also be using this gray along with some browns and probably black. Okay, now I'm going to come in with a gray. To Rufus, I'm using Strathmore Tone Gray paper for this drawing. Okay, now since the cupcake wrapper is somewhat translucent, I'm going to come in with a brown to help show that the color beneath it, which would be the brown, the color of the cake, is showing through the wrapper. Switch between colors. To Emily, hi, thank you so much for appreciating this drawing and all those nice comments that you said. It's cool that you really like to draw in color, and I hope that you're able to create some amazing things. To Jennifer, I'm currently looking at a photograph of a cupcake, and I'm drawing that. Sarah, I'm using Prismacolor colored pencils. Becky, I can draw a lot of other things. I can draw people and animals. If you want to see the other things that I can draw, check out my Instagram. The link to it is in the description of this video. Or if you want, you can look on Quirky Mama's page for the other live streams that I've done. Okay, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to use some white acrylic paint to add some texture to the cake part of the cupcake, because sometimes cake can have a glossy look to it, and that's what I'm going to try to implement. I'm just getting my paint ready right now. This is just a craft store type of acrylic paint. This is the Fine Touch. I believe that you can get this kind at Hobby Lobby, but any acrylic paint works just as well. And what I'm going to do is come in with little dots to help create that spongy cake look that we all know and love. Victoria, I got this set of colored pencils as a gift from a friend for Christmas, but you can find them at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, and on Amazon. Sierra, I'm using Tone Gray paper by Strathmore. Okay, I'm going to bring some of the white onto the strawberry as well to create that reflection. To Stephanie, where did I learn to do this? I've learned to color and draw from just years of practice and repetition. I've also studied art, like looking at it, studying how an artist creates an illusion of depth on a piece of paper or a canvas. If you need any advice on learning to draw, do just that. Practice a lot, study art, look at the techniques that the artist is using, watch videos, find tutorials. There's lots of resources on the internet that you can use, and it's all free. Places like YouTube, they give great tutorials. DeviantArt as well has some tutorials on there by some artists. However, a lot of it is digital, keep in mind, but you can definitely find some traditional art on there as well. Okay, some of these pencil lines I didn't erase and I should have, but I can fix that by using some white acrylic paint because I wanted white there anyways, so it works out. Okay, I'm going to further shade some parts of the cupcake, and to do so I'm going to use a brown because it won't make the pink more intense, but it will shade it. So right now I'm using light umber to make this part a little bit darker because it's being shadowed by the upper parts of the cupcake. And right here as well. To Chan, is it possible to overcolor a photo? I think that it definitely is possible. For example, say you're coloring something that's fairly light, like for example pink frosting. If you color too much and add too much dark shading, it can look a little intense, like if you were to take a photo and turn up the contrast all the way. It may not give the results that you initially wanted, so be careful when coloring with black because black is really dark and you can't really make it lighter, especially whenever you're using things that are somewhat permanent, like colored pencil or markers. You can't fix it by going over it with paint, but once it's embedded with shading, it can be really hard to undo. To Marisol, yes, I do sell my drawings and paintings. If you're interested, please contact me on Instagram through direct message and I will discuss it with you. Okay, as for the cupcake wrapper, I'm going to give a little bit more character to the folds on the wrapper, the outer folds that is. Christina, how often do I do this? I'm going to try to do this every day during the week, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. However, the times do vary. The next time that I'll be drawing is tomorrow night at 9:30, like I am right now. I draw for an hour each time. Now, one additional thing that I like to do whenever I'm coloring still life objects is to give it a little bit of shadowing beneath it, just like this. It helps put it into 3D a little bit more. So just a little shadow like this can really make something pop. Just be a loose little shadow. And since it's kind of rough due to the natural texturing of a colored pencil, I'm going to blend it. This right here is a gum eraser. They smudge graphite, and I don't really like it for graphite, but you can blend somewhat, which is really useful if you don't own a blending tool. Just like that. Okay, right now it's 10:30 and I have to go. Thank you all for watching. I love all of your comments. It's very fun to do this and have you guys ask me questions, or you say fun things in the comments that I read. Again, if you want to see more of my work, please check out my Instagram. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.